Let's talk about that shooting that took place in Philadelphia a week ago, right? You would think that these guys that hang on the street, they would be aware and alert of vehicles driving up and down slowly, especially vehicles with tint, because that's how rival gangs roll up on each other in these tinted out vehicles, and they drive real slow. So what happened was the car drove in this direction real slow. They're just standing on the sidewalk talking, doing what they're doing, not paying attention. So the car came back towards them slow. So yeah, one guy was standing out in the road like walking.
As a black man, and I talk
in this
about
direction. So
armed
that's when
peace
they opened up
officers
fire.
in our communities.
But
people
the
worry
guy
that
that was
it'll
close to the car,
escalate.
he didn't get hit.
But when white
by
people
the
take
bullets.
assault rifles,
Everybody that was
to
behind him
courthouse steps.
on the sidewalk, they got hit by the bullets. Right? And that's when one person died and 5 people were critically injured. Everybody's criticizing and chastising the mayor of Philadelphia, right? And this is what we're gonna understand, right? I understand it's the loss of a life. I don't want to see nobody lose a life, right? But at the end of the day, it starts in the household. Parents have got to do a better job in the household. Because a lot of these guys, they go in the streets looking. All of them that go in the streets, they go in the streets looking for something. Some of them, they go in the streets looking for love. Some of them, they go in the streets looking for approval. Because in the streets, you're given the illusion of being included, like family, so to speak. So if you're not giving your child any love in the household, your child's gonna go out in the street and look for love. And here's my thing. I haven't seen any marches for justice. I believe the mother of the victim, or the auntie, or the cousin, she spoke out. She said she wants justice. But my thing is this: if the roles were reversed, had white people carried out damn shootings, Black Lives Matter would be out there marching. Black people would be out there marching. If a white cop killed this young black man, black people, Black Lives Matter would be out there marching. But since it's black on black, nobody's marching. Nobody's demanding justice.
people worry that it'll escalate.
You gotta start.
But when white people take assault rifles to courthouse steps,
Because the only time you want to march is when a white cop does it to a black man. You should demand the same justice now, the same way you would if a white cop did it to a black man. See what it goes to show me, like, you're sending a subliminal message. And this is the message that you're sending. If it's black, we're not going to march. We're going to talk about it a little bit. But we're not going to march. We're not going to demand justice the same way we would if a white person did it to a black person. But being that it's black on black, it's like a lot of black people are quiet. Because it hits him. And a lot of black people in the black community, they have an issue. They don't want to hold their own children accountable. As a matter of fact, a lot of people in the black community, they don't want to hold themselves accountable. Because remember this, a lot of black people have that slave mentality, that victim mindset. So what they call it, when blacks kill blacks, they call it self-hate, which is born out of slavery, so they say. It's a syndrome. They call it the Willie Lynch syndrome. But it's not the Willie Lynch syndrome, because a man knows right from wrong. This young man that lost his life, it's a casualty, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, when you're living on their streets, you're vulnerable. When you're living in their streets, you're living that street life, when you're hanging on that corner, what you expect to get out of that? Death, hospital, or prison. It's a very unfortunate situation, but it's time for the black community to hold themselves accountable. And it's time for black mothers and black fathers to be fathers and mothers in their children's lives.